Good morning, guys. It has been a while since I've been in front of the camera. I am here right now at one of our local parks here in Durham called the Sara P.Duke Gardens. It is in Durham, North Carolina, and today we figured we wanted to go out because of the weather. It is zero humidity, blue skies, the perfect time to just be out in the garden. So I'll see you around. We'll show you some of the key places here. But most importantly, there is a piece in the garden that I wanted to really build, and so I am drawing together the plans for this one chair that I wanted to show you guys in a little bit toward the end of this segment. So it's a good day. We wanted to show you around. This is North Carolina, and we are in Sara P.Duke Gardens. Oh, that's nice. No one's around. So we lucked out. We are just entering the gates of the gardens, and through the gates we come across an alley of, I think this is elm, I'm not sure, but this whole vista with no one being around yet. It's around 11 a.m. and look at this. They renovated this not too long ago, and so now here under the shade you'll get a good long walk leading from the gate into the fountain area. There's a circular fountain at the end of this path. It does remind us of Bethesda Fountain in Central Park. There's a lot of oak leaf hydrangeas which are underneath. Shade-loving plants, semi-shade by the red bud, a couple of conus plants. There's a yucca on the side, and then tall trees, and so that's pretty much evened out on either side. So very symmetrical, the look of this path leading to the fountain area, which you can now see at the center of the screen. Very wide area. That would be the sunniest part of this garden, and so I'm sure there's a lot of sun-loving plants, succulents and cacti and all that. So far so good. Nobody else around, so this is the perfect time in day. It's a Sunday around 11 a.m. The garden is pretty much being enjoyed by just the two of us right now, and a few other folks. After the fountain area, you make a beeline at the 9 o'clock hour. That's the central access right there, but at the 9 o'clock hour it leads to the Arboretum, where through this walkway there's a really long herbaceous perennial border. So certain parts of the park, pretty much I choose to wear a mask, and that's why I'm talking to you right now fully masked and protected. But the entire garden at the moment is still generally quiet. There's a light breeze of people coming in. Even little spots like this where I am filming this segment, where the facilities are located, the toilet facilities. I'm gonna flip the camera so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, because I think for a small park like this, certain things are well appointed and well planned out. This is where the toilet facilities are located, and as you can see, you have a lot of texture and greenery just from this little section of the garden, even down to the shed right here. I mean, how cool is that? That is very rustic, but it's all made up of recycled materials. I think that's an idea that I could also bring to Acorn Hill and put together that clapboard type cladding for even a small shed like that should contain all of my equipment instead of getting those big plastic. Yeah, I figured this is a much better choice. We'll see if that holds true to our garden, but we have a lot of tall trees up here. And again, blue skies. This is one of the best days in early summer to enjoy a public garden like this. There is no admission fee to this garden, but again, I keep focusing on the toilet, but the roofing of this is that shingle style made of slate type of roofing with that colonial stonework. Again, well thought out, and that's something that I appreciate about this garden, is that they take care of the visitors. It's not it is a typical garden, but they do make time and make an effort in allowing little details like this be enjoyed by people, not only from Durham, not only from North Carolina, but also many people from around the different areas here in the South. There's Kathleen. Kat is enjoying a much needed little respite. Again, well appointed, even down to the shed that they have for visitors who want to take a break. People can just pretty much plunk themselves on that bench and be in the comfort of the shade in this breezy day, checking out their emails and maybe grabbing a bite to eat. So all is good. Still in the semi-shade, semi-sunny part of this long perennial border, but look at the spires of that oak leaf hydrangea. Just this section alone gives you different textures, like this nettle-shaped leaf plant beside me to the front of the screen. The beautiful spires, those long spikes of the oak leaf hydrangea. And then the limelights, which are over here. These are smooth hydrangeas, sun lovers, unlike the macrophyllus, that like shady spots. These are the perfect types of hydrangeas for the South. Coming over to this vantage point right here, there is a marker, and again, it's one of those circular markers here in the garden. Earlier we took a 9 o'clock turn. Now we will take a 3 o'clock turn, which leads to the renovated gondola pergola. This used to house a massive growth of wisteria. They renovated the thing and now they rebuilt it, and hopefully in a couple of years we'll have this fully covered with wisteria once again. This leads out to a terraced garden, and that terraced garden is also another good vista, multi-levels, and you'll see all the different perennials and annuals. Last spring we were here and this thing was filled with bulbs, spring bulbs, and all different sorts of planting. Right now they've pulled out all the bulbs, all the spring plants, and is now being replaced by summer annuals for summer color. There's several layers and levels to this garden with fountains dotted through the center of that main axis, and so you'll get two fountains leading up to a pond on the bottom of the garden, which also leads to an arboretum right at the very background of where we're at. But this long axis contains all these plantings that are not only native to the south but also will provide that texture and color that's needed. It is an exposed site, so there's a lot of heat here, so for sure there's a lot of sun-loving plants that they have thoughtfully appointed and planted in this section. To the right you see the different levels and different pathways, different garden beds. This is a good use of a sloping garden. If you have that type of property, a slope is very much well dealt, better dealt if you get them into terraces, and that's what they've done here. This is the left of the main axis that I was at. And you can see they've got alocasias, colocaceas. They have papyrus over here, this plant that has the tall reeds with the fluff growing on top of it. Big trees. I think this is a lilac in front of me right now. Several towers of lilacs, along with some conifers and some pine that are native to North Carolina. It's not a bad garden, as you can all see. A lot of different interests. I always like those towering yews that they placed to highlight and to separate different sections. There is that agave, that bluish green plant with the very sharp spikes, and that agave separates. Yeah. It separates tender summer annuals from the hardier plants that are in front of it. Well guys, this is a real treat. It's our first time to really step out and enjoy the outdoors on a really crisp, clear blue day. This has been Louie. I hope you enjoyed my little tour of Sara P.Duke Gardens here in Durham. For those of you who wanted to get some information on how to get to the garden and where to go, and some of the other information will be on the description link of this video. For now, this is Louie. It's a new road trip, probably the first of many road trips that we will take. It's our local staycation here in Durham. This is Louie, and coming to you right from Sara P.Duke Gardens. And we'll see you back here on the next video. Bye for now.